So I've been doing a lot of thinking recently.
Oh, yeah?
That I have.
Okay. What are you thinking about?
Mainly how your dick is kind of like the Statue of Liberty.
How's that?
Well, I mean, from a distance, it's not that impressive. But when you get up close, you're like, oh, okay, like that's nice. And much like Ellis Island in the days of yesteryear,
Right.
the placard outside your door is, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free.
Yep.
The wretched refuse of your teeming shores. Send these, the homeless, tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
It's also green.
Welcome to the smoke pit.
Hey.
Why is it green?
I don't know.
Much like the Statue of Liberty, it originally started a nice gold and copper, and
Right.
then over the years turned green.
Yeah, exactly. People come from far and away to look at it and go, it's not that great.
Come one, come all.
That's right.
So anyways.
Yeah. That's a solid opener. I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Like I said, I've been thinking.
Yeah,
know?
obviously, yeah.
So here we are with Season 2, Episode 2.
Deuce.
I have no idea what we're going to call the episode yet.
Oh, well, we usually name it as soon as we're done recording.
Yeah, as soon as we're done.
Mhm.
Let's go ahead and roll right into it. You have, young man, a story to tell, don't you?
Yes, so I will let you decide which one. So usually when we brainstorm, Dan works his ass off and then comes home and writes material, and I don't work my ass off, come home and do nothing. So I actually hit Dan, was like, I have 2 stories I haven't told on air yet. So do you want to hear the time?
And I mean, immediately I punched him because I thought he was a scroll. I was like,
Exactly.
give me my friend back, damn you.
And yeah. So do you want to hear the story of, both involve me and Ivor, the guy from the time the girl pooped in my car story. Do you want to hear the time we got into a fight with Mike the Situation and his security, or the time we started a riot in Wilmington?
I mean, I feel like we have to hear both now.
Okay, which one would you like me to start with?
Let's start. Which one do you think would be better to set up in your biggest boy voice?
We'll do the Mike the Situation one because it's quicker. So.
All right, Mike the Situation,
Yes,
from
of Jersey Shore fame, yes.
of Jersey Shore fame.
Now of prison fame. Isn't he in jail?
I don't know. EP, can you look that up while we're telling the story?
Exactly.
And we'll come back to you in a minute. For those of you who are first-time listeners, my name is Dan Sharp. I am the host of the show, Marine Corps veteran, a couple of deployments overseas. Little infantry stuff here and there. No big deal.
A little pooping and scooting.
Little, are you stepping where I'm shitting?
I'm seeing what you're putting down.
But are you picking up what I'm putting down?
I would never touch it.
My co-host, Mike Sensi, active duty Navy, veteran of many deployments, both real and made up.
I love that. I don't know why I love that joke so much.
Because it's hilarious.
It is pretty funny.
Our executive producer, known as EP Mike, is an Afghan veteran. I think he was in the Air National Guard.
I think so.
I'm kidding. Yeah. He is a combat engineer in the Army.
He wasn't a nasty lady.
No, as he never lets us forget.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, could you assemble this very simple thing? And he's like, I was an engineer. I blew shit up. I didn't put shit together.
Yeah.
I'm like, the directions are for ages 2 to 4. Like,
yeah.
He's like, I didn't even score that high in the ASVAB.
Anytime we're walking to a bar, he's like, let me do route recon first. We're like, we get it. We get it.
He immediately trips
and falls.
and his face lands in some big guy's crotch.
Exactly.
And he's like, I meant to do that. And I'm like, surprisingly, I believe you.
Mm-hmm. And then now he's married. Happily married to Greg. All right.
I had some. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I feel like this is extremely important.
Okay, I mean, we set up a story, but go ahead.
Well, I think this is part of the story.
Fair enough.
Because Jersey Shore took place on television a long time ago.
Is this true?
So that would go hand in hand with the rumors that you're 43.
48, actually.
48.
Yeah, it was
okay.
48. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a young lady DM me in all caps and exclamation points.
Yeah, so did I.
Is Mike really 48?
Yeah, it's so. First off, I'm very upset.
I've been telling you to moisturize.
I'm so upset. Well, it's like, obviously it was a joke, but all the comments, and I got DMs as well, like, there's no way. Like, no, I'm not almost 50, you fucking weirdos.
Well, maybe they think that you just age like Paul Rudd.
Yeah, well, that's true. I wish to look that good when I'm 50.
That's kind of a compliment.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm not. But I'm not 50.
Yeah. So back in 1987 when Jersey Shore was popular.
That's right, yeah. And I was in high school. Yeah.
Mike was down in, what was it, in New Jersey? Was it Atlantic City?
Where the story takes place?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Long way from home.
That's true, yeah.
The hallowed fields of Indiana.
me just fucking do the story.
I was wondering how long I could take this.
Anyway, so yeah, Ivor, my buddy from before, and through all these stories, he's a massive Jersey Shore fan. I hated the show, still do, think it's trash, and he was just obsessed with it. But we used to save like all of our paychecks like for months, like 2 and 3 months at a time, and like not buy any food or beer or anything, so we could go to
Just
downtown.
caffeine and hate.
Yeah, for real. And so we could go to downtown Raleigh for one day and get VIP in this club we like to get. It was like super posh, super nice. Like all the college girls went there. It was like ideal. So we would literally starve ourselves for one night of being.
Do you want to do that this weekend?
More than anything, actually, yeah.
Like now that we actually like have disposable income.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, let's ball out of control. So we used to get this club VIP booth all the time, every couple months. And we find out that they're having Mike the Situation. This is the height of Jersey Shore. This is gym, tan, and laundry everywhere. And so Ivor finds out he's going to the same club, and obviously VIP is like bumped up. So
oh yeah, of course.
We we save up. We like legitimately even borrowed money from friends, like kind of thing, because we were still E1s, E2s. We had no money.
Yeah.
And
especially when you're spending all your money cleaning shit out of your car.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not free, people. And
I don't mean trash. I mean like literal human shit. If you haven't heard that episode,
correct
yourself.
It's entitled "Fist Fights and Diarrhea."
Fist fights and diarrhea.
It's about scholarly stuff, and so we save up. So it works out. We pay. It's like double for it, but we're like, fuck it, whatever. We get a hotel for the night and stuff.
Fuck it.
And, like we're psyched. And Ivor is a huge alcoholic, one of my best friends, but you know I attract the same kind of people I am. So we
just quiet, meek, whole,some Christian boys.
That's right. Yeah, all around good Catholic
just
boys.
Virgins.
That's right, virgins. That's right, all holes. And we go there, and this place is packed. And we like we had that moment where it's just like the boss's thing, because we knew the owner because we get VIP all the time, and where he's like, oh, you picked the right night, boys. It's like a movie. Like you walked in, it was like the dance floor in the bar area, and then there's like a spiral staircase that goes all the way up to the VIP area, so you can look down on all the peasants.
Such luxury.
Oh, it was the best. So
and
there's like a lot more security and stuff, and so we walk in, we notice the bouncer we see all the time. We're like,
hey.
And so we're walking up the beautiful spiral staircase up to the VIP area. And so Ivor, he's like super nervous because this is like his idol, right? Like this dude worships the show, worships this douchebag of a guy. And so he just like, we get 2 free bottles with our table. And so he's just like slamming shots and like just fucking making mixed drinks like crazy person. I'm like, great, he's going to get full blown shit show tonight, which is ideal for this kind of story. And
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and so finally the moment arrives, like the music cuts off, and like Mike's Situation is like 50 dudes deep, like of security just alone, and they're like hustling him up the stairs, and he's like 5'5", which is funny. He's kind of built, but he's just like awkward muscle built, and he's like super short and like just super tan. It was funny. And so he walks up there, he walks by our table, gives us like a little head nod, like, I see you boys. And we're like, hey, we see you. And he goes over to the DJ booth at the top next to his table, looks down upon the peasants on the dance floor. Everybody's freaking out. He's like, hey, did everybody do their gym, tan, laundry today? And they're like, yeah, we're all minding the sheep. And and so he does whatever dumb catchphrases, and he's like, all right, let's have a great night. And the party starts up again.
Are you ready for the situation?
Exactly. The situation just got real, and the place explodes. But
whap, whap, whap.
No, physically explodes. Everybody died.
Yeah, his tanning lotion was actually very flammable.
And so he's up there, and he's like, he's drinking this, and like all he's doing is literally like pointing down from the VIP area. And just like those girls, and it was fascinating to watch. And so we're like at the table next to him, but we're still nervous to go up to him because he's surrounded by security. He's bringing girls up to talk to them from the dance floor, and so. Ivor's like, man, I gotta say something to him. And I was like, okay, that's your boy. I don't even want to meet him. I just think it's cool to be here. And we might get some overflow pussy or something. But
yeah.
The ones who are too chubby, it's more my demographic anyway.
Yeah, or just by pure volume, like he can only handle like so many girls, and I'm sure his stomach was bigger, or his eyes were bigger than his stomach.
For sure. He wasn't a big guy. And so Ivor goes out, and he like goes like right behind one of his bouncer guys, and he like goes up to him. He's like, hey man, and Mike kind of looks up and he like naps him up, and it's like nice. And Ivor fucks off and goes back over to me. He's like, I'm so psyched. He's like, he has the softest fucking hands, they're so soft. I'm like, this is the gayest thing ever. I was like, whatever, as long as he's having a good time. And then so night goes on, Ivor's getting just even more shithoused.
And can you describe to listeners what Ivor looks like in like physical stature?
He's about 6'3". He's a taller guy. he was more chubby than built, but he was bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like mixed race, so he's like light skinned. And
And so he's like 2 inch taller than me.
yeah, exactly. He looked identical, really. I thought you were Ivor the first time I met you.
Yep.
And so the night's going on. It's a decent enough night. I just don't care about Mike's situation. I'm getting zero overflow pussy, so I'm kind of getting over it. And there's only one.
Because the usual clout of just being in the VIP is
Exactly.
kind of like overshadowed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so there's only one bathroom in the VIP area, which is insane because there are a lot of people over there. And he goes in the bathroom with a girl. Everybody sees it. Everyone's like, oh, cool, Mike's situation, doing the dirty things he does.
Yeah.
Ugh, just puked a little, excuse me. And but he's in there forever. And one of his little security buffoons stands outside the door. And so the lines form into people have to pee and stuff. And he's taking forever. And then, like, Ivor's in the line. I'm a couple behind him because I have to pee
That's
now.
what ecstasy does to you.
And
It
that's
takes
right,
you forever to get off, you know?
Just
Like,
sweating, yeah.
yeah.
And so he goes up to him, or he goes up to the bouncer. Ivor's like the one who's like, hey, man, people got to piss. Paul. He's not even next in line. He's like, that's how upset he is. And the bouncer finally like, bangs the door. He's like, Mike, we got to go. And so Mike Citroen comes out with this shit-eating grin on his face with the girl in tow. And he's like, hey, sorry about that. You know how it goes. And he's like dapping everybody up in line, like saying, thank you for waiting or whatever.
Yeah, thank you.
and he gets to Ivor and he goes back to dap him up and he goes, no, fuck that and fuck you. He's like, I gotta pee. And Mike's situation, I like just saying Mike the situation.
Yeah.
He's like, whoa, and like the first person who's disrespected him. And,
significantly larger.
Exactly, much bigger. And he's kind of like, okay. He's like, okay. He kept saying okay, which is weird. And then Ivor's like, yeah, whatever. And then he fucking he goes in to pee. He like cuts everybody, goes to pee. Because Ivor, when he's one of those Marines when he gets really drunk, he just commands everything.
Yeah.
And the best guy, I love this guy. And he goes, he pees, and he comes out. And Mike's situation's at this bar that's like right next to the bathroom area. And he has like one bouncer dude next to him, but still the girl in his arm that he was fucking in the bathroom. And so Ivor comes out, and then he's like, man, he's like, this is fucking stupid. He's like, you made me have to wait. He's still upset about waiting to have to pee. And like, he's over the fact that he's meeting his hero. So now he goes up to him, he's like super hostile. And one of the bouncers like gets in between them. So Ivor pushes the bouncer into Mike the situation, and a brawl ensues.
Oh, no shit.
So no shit. And so I haven't even made it to the bathroom yet to pee. So I'm like, fuck. And I'm like still 5'8". Like my height doesn't change at all in this story. So I just have to like Captain America jump into the pile just to find Ivor. And so, I mean, punches are being thrown, people are pushing, there's bottles breaking, like it was a brawl. And then finally, a lot of.
Do you remember what song was playing?
I don't actually.
EP, can you look? What year was this? 2010.
Yeah, 2010.
Can you? I already forgot what else I asked you to look up, and I'm sure you forgot too.
Sure, jail time.
Oh, okay. So we'll come back to that at the end.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said clap back, bitch.
Come at me again, Daniel.
Yeah. If you could look up whatever the top songs of 2010 were.
Yeah. Odds are that was it. It was something by Pitbull, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And so.
Si you get a coma toda, hablan la piel dile toma.
And so-
I'm gonna make that thing bang. I'm gonna make that thing bang.
Okay.
He's basically saying, when I'm gonna spread your legs, and when I see your vagina, I'm gonna give it to you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to have an informative / innuendo kind of song. So
Yeah.
Good for Pitbull. Nice guy, I'm sure. Anyway.
Would love to have him on the podcast.
Agreed. Yeah, Pitbull, if you're free, please.
Yeah, I mean, sure, there'd be tons of overflow pussy for you.
You'd be drowning in pussy, son.
Yeah, serious.
Dale.
Yeah, because to quote the famous Pitbull, every other city we go, we always bring a couple of pretty hoes.
I like it. He's a poet. The dude's a poet.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of shit, but the dude's a poet. Bilingual, bald,
Like 5'4",
like 5'3".
Like, yeah, I mean, big props to him. You know.
Absolutely.
One of the best lyrics that he has is, "I'm gonna hit it till it's out of order. If it wasn't for R. Kelly, I would record it."
I am fascinated. I am fascinated by how much you know about Pitbull right now.
I was saying, like, fascinated and terrified by that.
That statement itself is creepy as all hell.
You
but
could break it down in so many different ways.
the fact you know all these lyrics by Pitbull is shocking.
Yeah, karaoke, my friend.
Yeah, it's the loneliest karaoke ever. So
big ass brawl.
big ass, yeah.
EP Mike, what song is it? One job.
One fucking job.
One job.
And anyway, so this alleged song's playing.
EP Mike's passcode is like 45 characters long.
Oh, my
What does he just have thumbprint or a face lock like a human being?
All right, top songs of 2010. There's 97 in a row. Let's go with this.
Give me the top 3.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Oh, Kesha for sure.
Yeah,
Kesha for sure was playing. Okay.
TikTok.
Yeah, for sure.
Need to Know Now.
Which one was that?
I need to know. I need to know.
Okay.
And then
Tell me,
California
babe.
Girls.
It was TikTok. for
TikTok,
sure,
yeah, let's
for
go with
sure.
that.
So
I don't even care if it was, but it was.
TikTok is pulsating in the background as I fight men 3 times the size of me, and so I'm
Who are
just
specifically trained to...
keep little people like me away from the littler person. And so this brawl's breaking out. I mean, punches are being thrown. I'm getting like checked, but I'm not getting decked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's all Contra and Ivor.
Chickadee check yourself before you
Exactly.
wreck yourself.
So I get there and I finally kind of break up a little bit to the point that 2 bouncers have him up against the wall. Mike's situation goes back to his area, and the owner comes up and he's like, "Yeah, you guys are gone." I'm like, "That makes sense. That adds up." And so we
Cool.
yeah, right. Word. So I go down to the coat check area at the beginning of the club, and I get my coat, and I'm expecting Ivor to come out right after me because we've been kicked out on account of him and his actions,
Banished.
in the way he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm
Just who
standing.
he is as a human being.
I'm standing on the street corner, kind of like, oh, it's kind of a fun night. Can't wait to bullshit with Ivor about this. And I'm waiting, and finally he comes out, and it's literally like a cartoon, like The Simpsons. Like it's 4 bouncers have him like one arm, one leg, and they're like, heave, ho, heave, and they throw him in the middle of the street. And I'm like, holy shit. And I was like, you okay? And he's like, he's all scuffed up and shit. And I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? He's like, I tried to go back for more. I'm like, you're an absolute lunatic. And so I stand him up, and he had like a fucked up wrist for a while. And so we're walking back to the hotel. I was like, I mean, so was it worth it to meet your hero? And he's just like, he's like laughing and like bleeding. He's like, he has the softest hands. I was like, Jesus Christ.
All right, then.
Yeah, classic Ivor. I miss you, buddy.
Yeah, can you imagine if he had been all hyped up on Strike Force Energy in his drinks?
He wouldn't have lost that fight for
He
sure.
would not have lost that fight.
Mhm.
Let it be known right here and now
Yes.
that if Ivor had been drinking Strike Force Energy, he would have won.
This is true, yeah.
The day would have been carried. So check out strikeforceenergy.com, their social media, and use our promo code TheSmokePit.
It's actually Smoke Pit. One word,
Smoke Pit.
all lowercase.
Yep. Yeah. So we big shout out to the people who use that code.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got a nice little check that we invested in penicillin.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like legally the BAS is only allowed to give Mike so much,
Exactly, yeah.
and it's just not enough.
Yeah, one more free one, I get a sandwich. Or one more and I get a free sandwich.
So Strike Force Energy promo code Smoke Pit.
Love
Go
it.
check them out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was I don't know. I don't have a joke for that beep.
Yeah, we're getting fancier.
Yeah.
And that was the timer
Yeah.
to let us know how we were doing, so I didn't have to ask EP Mike.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we had a slight audio issue, I forgot to hit start again.
Way to go, Dan.
I'd like to blame that on EP Mike because he, 1, had the audio issue, 2, didn't remind me.
You know we can't blame EP Mike on though.
What's
Having
that?
great hair.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Why do you think he has great hair, Dan?
Because he uses combat comb over.
Wah, wah, wah.
And co-host Mike's favorite word
Cream pie for sure.
is our promo code.
It is our our real life. Seriously, use your real life money to buy this promo code is cream pie.
Yep, it will save you money,
It will.
and it'll give you fantastic hair like myself,
Absolutely.
like co-host Mike, like
Yep.
EP Mike. I don't know. We'll have to ask the fans to rank who has the best hair.
Ooh, okay.
I feel like I'm going to carry that one.
I guarantee you win that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, realistically, for being 48, you have really good hair.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, you started it.
It was an obvious joke.
Until it wasn't.
Jeez, and now I've hurt my own feelings as I'm one to do.
Yeah, it's like whenever I'm lurking
Yeah.
and I find something that I didn't want to see.
Yeah, all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time. Avengers
All the
spoilers.
fucking time.
Yeah, that was me. I knew it.
So now that you have thoroughly disrupted several good citizens' evening
Yes.
and wasted all this money and
That
got
was a long
0
waste, yeah.
VIP pussy,
Correct.
how did you start a riot?
So it was Halloween of 2010, same year. It was a big year. Yes, 2010. It was 2010, 2011. I don't remember, but it was Halloween, and me and Ivor again were in good old Wilmington, downtown Wilmington.
So this is also in North Carolina?
Cable June, yep.
Wow, you guys really fucked up North Carolina.
Bro, I'm telling
it's
you.
supposed to be the friendliest military state.
Not at all.
Not with you guys.
Do you know Jacksonville, North Carolina? I don't know how old the stat is, but I'm sure it stays true to this day. Leads the nation in pregnancies. That only makes sense.
Yeah, that only makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you figure it would have been Bragg.
Yeah.
But, I mean, most of them like men.
Exactly.
Hey-o.
Some of these.
Some of these.
Yeah, I found that statistic fascinating and 100% true, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I would especially say if it was an older stat, like during like the surge when deployment tempos were more rapid.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like dudes are just coming home and
Coming and going.
Yeah, exactly. They were using our promo code
That's
Cream Pie.
absolutely, yeah. They weren't saving, and they weren't saving any money.
Nope. I would definitely say that they were not.
Yeah.
And so I can see that stat being real. So
Yeah.
you guys are in Wilmington,
Good old Wilmington, man.
North Carolina. I've never been.
Bullshit. There's no how long
integrity.
was you?
I was there for like 2 years. I
Okay.
think I got there in like early 2005,
Yeah.
and then I left like mid 2007, so a little over 2 years, maybe
Okay.
2 3/4.
Sure.
And I don't know, like I
We're
found
not you're not really like a party guy either, though.
no, and then I was the fucking atypical fucking dude who met a girl and fucking was like all cuffed up and
Right.
like all I wanted to do was spend all my time and money with her.
Sure.
Just fucking creep on left and right.
You fucking nerd.
Yeah, I'm sorry for any ladies who are interested in me romantically.
Exactly.
And I would really like to apologize for some of the stories that I've told.
Yeah.
But I feel like you guys getting to know me as a person, not just like a camped up version,
Sure.
like you present.
Me.
Yeah, you like to deny your true self.
My true self was pretty much out there. So.
No, I'm kidding. I think I church him up more than
You do, yes.
Yeah.
You upset my family.
Miss NC.
Exactly,
He's
yeah.
only cream pied 4 girls this
Jesus
week.
Christ.
Not the 6 that I put on social media.
That's right, yes. Thank you for finally telling the truth.
Finally, the truth came
Jeez,
out.
It comes
Yeah.
out.
Brian Williams sets an example. The truth always comes out.
Is that Brian Williams? Oh yeah,
yeah,
I
the
thought
news
you
anchor.
I thought you were doing a singer songwriter thing, but yeah, you mean Vietnam War hero Brian Williams?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So like, but I feel like because I got a message. Some dude was just like, "Yeah, man, that's awesome that you're a sociopath," and blah blah. I was like, "Well, wait a second."
I saw that.
I was like, I googled that word and I did not like it.
Well, that's how you come off to him. So
Yeah, which is kind of crazy because you exist in different people's mind in a different version for every single person who's ever met you.
yeah, that's true.
Whether it's a girl that you hit on successfully or unsuccessfully,
Mm-hmm.
a family member, a friend, a coworker, some poor unfortunate Afghan.
Whoever.
Yeah, like you as a person exist in a different version in each person's mind.
Yeah.
And it's something that I would like to do. And we've talked about this before, where I'd like to hire like 4, 5, 6 English majors, right?
Right.
And then have them like post it up in like a bar or cafe, and then just like you and I just like walk in there and just like grab a coffee or a sandwich or a beer,
Mm-hmm.
and just eat and have a normal conversation and leave, and then have them without knowing who we are,
Mm-hmm.
like write what they think our backstory is.
Ooh, that's fascinating.
You know what I mean?
That's
Just by our
fascinating.
body language and our mannerisms
Yeah.
and all that, and just see what the fuck they come up with.
Why aren't we doing this?
Let's do it.
Let's do it tomorrow.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And so like the thing is like it can't be people we know.
Of course. of
Like
course.
we're gonna have to go on like the ODU message board and be like, hey, are there any fucking writers looking for work?
And then
No.
all the hands in the world come up.
Starving artists.
Exactly.
But I think that would be great because
Yeah, that's
like,
pretty cool.
Do you honestly think that like you and I walk in? I mean, obviously they're gonna look at you and like they're
Right.
gonna have you pegged pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gay. Yeah.
But do you think they're gonna look at me and be like, oh man, this guy's a fucking warmonger?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't. I'm trying to think. Like, if I didn't know you, what I would think first impression wise. I really don't know.
yeah. Because once you've known somebody for so long, it's
Yeah.
hard to like. Because there's been people that I've cared about in the past, and then like either people that I didn't know that well or people that I do know will be like, "Hey, she's kind of an asshole,"
Yeah.
or like he's a dick or whatever,
Sure.
and you can't see it. You're like, "Really?"
Yeah.
Like, nah, like,
Yeah.
they're
This
cool.
guy,
They're
come
cool.
on,
Like,
come on,
come on.
come on.
And like even that being said, like no matter like how much you hate your ex, there's somebody out there that likes them.
Oh, for sure.
Or
yeah.
no matter how much you hate, your fucking, your dad or whoever the case may be, which
Mhm.
let's be honest, most of the girls we go after hate their dads, either consciously or subconsciously.
It's true.
There's somebody out there, like the guy at the sandwich shop that's like, oh, Greg's a cool guy. Like, he always makes funny jokes and gives me tips,
Yeah. Even Ted Bundy had friends,
Yeah. I'm
and then
supposed
he
to.
murdered him.
Yeah, so like just the idea that you exist in a different version in each person's head, and I would be interested. Hopefully, we can do this in the next week and share with our listeners what we came up
I
with.
like it. Yeah, it's a good idea. After this, we'll put out a call to action. All the
Yeah.
the broke ODU writers. Yeah, we'll make this happen.
So, anyways,
Yeah. God, my stories never get finished. Yeah. So we're in Wilmington.
but aren't we better for it though?
I think so. We need to kill time. So
Yeah, travel the road less taken.
Yeah. What? Yeah, okay.
Speaking of English majors,
Yeah, no,
like he took the road less taken, and that made all the difference.
Yeah, I got it now. For some reason, I heard it backwards.
Just the drugs catching up.
So many drugs. Anyway,
Man, you're really gassy today,
bro. I feel sick. I'm pretty sure I crapped my pants.
You did mention that earlier.
It was a gross drive over here.
Yeah, but not to mislead our viewers, if you've actually read that book, Taking the Road Less Taken actually did not work out very well for him. So don't let some girl with that fucking shit in her Instagram bio lead you the wrong way. Sometimes you got to take the road more taken, especially if she's easy. If she's easy, take her twice.
The old gravel road.
Gravel, oh my god. The IUD fallout?
All right.
Oh, if you're quite finished.
Yeah. If you're good sir.
Good sir. We'll get back to the story.
I have a tale of triumph. God, gross. Yeah, so Halloween. It's 2010 or 2011. I can't remember the year. Wilmington, North Carolina. Big college town. Obviously, It's a fucking big party town. And everybody's in costume for Halloween. Me and Ivor went as Robin Big because that was popular at the time. And
who's that?
Robin Big from MTV.
Don't know who that is.
Big bad guy.
I'm sorry, I was deployed in 2011.
Oh my God. Well, it was on a couple more years, but whatever.
Yeah. I was also deployed.
Any fucking way. So we went as Robin Big because we just didn't want to buy costumes. I'm short and white. He's big and mixed. It worked. Yeah. And so we're having a really good time.
Rob and Big?
Robin Big, yeah.
I thought it was like Robin Williams.
No. Robin Big, the MTV show.
Oh, okay.
About Rob Dyrdek and his bodyguard, the big black guy.
Okay.
Woof. And so we went as that. And we're having a really good time. Like, it's a really successful night in good old downtown. And it's that point in the night where all the bars are shutting down and only like that pizza place and hot dog stand are open for like fucking drunk food and stuff.
Yeah.
And we're in the middle of the road waiting to cross, and like the police had formed a barricade at the end of the street because it's like this big crowd and like there's a lot going on. Anxiety City. And in the middle of the street is this guy in this bunny outfit. He's just in a bunny outfit, this big white one. And we thought it was really funny. And so we went in the middle of the street and we're just drunk off our ass. And we start jumping around, like grabbing his shoulders, like, yeah. And he starts bouncing. And like everybody jumps in on it. And everybody just starts jumping up and down. There's no music or anything. Everyone's just drunk off their ass. And so it gets more and more flooded. Then suddenly somebody starts going, USA. And everybody starts going, USA.
Yeah, there is not a point in time where if USA is being chanted, I will not join in.
Exactly.
Wedding, funeral, actively having sex. Like,
so as
all three of those are times that I have stopped what I'm doing to chant USA because I heard somebody else start it. All three times.
Exactly. So imagine it's all the Marines and everybody. So anybody who hears that is jumping in. There's males, females, men, women, children, everybody jumping in. And so
back when babies were men.
Back when women were men. I love that joke. And so we're in the middle of the street. We're chanting USA with this big white bunny. Everybody's in costume. It's like the most patriotic, weird acid trip of my life. And all of a sudden you hear like over the megaphone like disperse, 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 and you hear like the air horn. It's like we will release tear gas, and like this is to the point people are climbing over cars. Like it's getting out of control. So me and Ivor were kind of like, all right, well, we're in the middle, and we kind of started this. What have we done? And so all of a sudden it was like slow motion. Like there was you could see who the college kids were and who the military kids were because people were falling down, being dramatic, and all the military guys were like, is that tear gas? And everyone's like, yeah, it is. And so and there's cops on horses. It's absolute chaos to the point me and Ivor like duck against the wall, like in a little alley. And it's like kind of around the corner from the pizza shop. So we're just kind of posted up there like, all right, we're safe here. And the cop's like, you need to get out of here now. Like, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, we're getting pizza. We can't get pizza. Like, you want to get arrested? We're like, we'll get pizza later. And we just take off. And so we run all the way back to our hotel, just drunk off our ass, just laughing about the whole thing because it was a legit riot. And so we passed on our hotel. We wake up, and on the news that we had, just because you leave the TV on overnight when you're drunk for some reason, I always do. And the first thing in the morning was like, chaos ensues in downtown Wilmington last night when a riot broke out on whatever street. And we're like, oh shit, that was us. So I don't know if it's still up. I'll look for it later. But if you go on YouTube and type in 2010 Wilmington, North Carolina riot, it should still be on there. There's like grainy cell phone footage of just like the white bunny, and then me and Ivor are kind of in and out of frame, and it's the funniest thing. So me and Ivor started that riot.
Fantastic. Yeah. EP Mike, could you look up that footage? And also, how much jail time did Situation get? All right then.
Yeah, exactly. We're on air, man. We need noise. People are listening.
Yeah. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
What are you doing over there?
Taking a bow.
Ah, right. Yeah.
Some people. What do you go to jail for?
Yeah, what do you go to jail for?
Bum, bum, bum. EP Mike, ladies and gentlemen. Great time to talk about Victor Alpha Clothing.
Bum bum bum.
You know, super cool dude. Literally a lifesaver. Go check out Victor Alpha Clothing on social media. VAC, as the cool people call him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Only the cool kids get to say back. Though.
Yep. Actually, we have some stickers. They got their slogan "Never Ordinary" with a skull on it, which means military. So there's got to be at least one skull.
Absolutely legally.
As I point to our new flag, which has 2. So check out Victor Alpha Clothing. So, did anyone in your command see any of this grainy cell phone footage?
I don't think so. I remember people at work at the building over were talking about it, like, oh, Wilmington was crazy, but I don't think anybody at the command per se saw it.
Well, I mean, that's good. You know, obviously you kept your rank, right?
Yeah, for sure. RP, you come take this rank. You can't even yell at me without getting confused.
Yeah, no shit, right? So, if you had to go back and do it again, would you?
The Halloween night, absolutely, ton of fun.
Would you have dressed as anything else?
No. I like. It was topical at the time. It was cheap. It was lazy, just like me.
So, after literally half a second of Googling,
right,
Mike the Situation was sentenced to 8 months behind bars for tax evasion, which he pleaded guilty.
That's right. I did hear about that.
Yeah. And Victor Alpha Clothing just tagged me in something.
Nice.
Yeah.
Back.
Talk about timing.
Hashtag back.
Yep. So we have I have got a question for you, and this is something I've been meaning to ask you.
What do you got, man? Anything for you?
Would you rather fuck an old man that's fit, or get fucked by 3 clones of yourself?
Okay. How old is the man?
Like I'd say like 60, but he's really fit.
He's fit.
He's
like Paul Rudd.
So you have to fuck a fit old man, or you get Eiffel Towered by 3 clones of yourself.
That's so 4-way
yes.
in total. Yeah, I mean, I'd fuck the one old man.
Really?
Yeah, because knowing how I have sex, it's horrible, and no one should experience it, let alone 3 times.
Yeah, and as I said on previous episodes, I have hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
And I also have a big fat cock, so I don't want that in my ass with my hemorrhoids. And I apologize to any young ladies that I've put in their butt.
Yeah, with hemorrhoids,
Yeah.
Gross.
Apologize for absolutely fucking nothing.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I definitely would not want that soda can back there. That's just discouraging.
Nobody does.
Yeah. So I think I'd probably fuck the one fit old man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if he's still fit, it means he's still working out, which he could use the confidence boost of a young
because
stallion.
I'm young and I'm not fit.
Exactly. A young stallion, give him the old what's what.
Yeah, would I rather get fucked by 3 chubby guys or fuck one old fit guy?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I almost said I would like to see you, but I would not like to see it.
Don't lie.
I would like to imagine. I don't like to imagine either.
Yeah.
The idea is funny of you and 3 other of you just naked in a room.
Oh, is it funny?
Just wrestling. I mean, everything would be destroyed. What room is this? What kind of bed is going to support this?
That's a good point because I'm like 270.
Yeah, you're a big guy. That's what I'm saying.
And that's why I don't even have a bed frame.
Yeah,
exactly. I have a bed. I have a headboard, but not a bed frame because that shit would be fucking loud.
Exactly.
It would snap halfway through.
It would snap immediately.
No, because one time though I did snap a bed in some shitty. I think it was the base lodge in Camp Lejeune.
Okay, well, yeah.
And
that
so
bed was going through anyway.
Yeah. Me and my buddy Price, we both had dates to the ball, and since we're poor fucking E3s, we split a 2 fucking queen bedroom room.
Right.
And we put a fucking an ironing board.
Yeah.
Stood it up straight and then hung one of the spare sheets in between that and the lamp to kind of give us dividers.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
So we go to the ball, which was held on the fucking in the gymnasium in Camp Lejeune.
Oh man, I always remember that gym was always just super hot.
Yeah, I was about to say it was fucking.
Holy
fuck! It was so hot and sweaty, and nobody was happy. All the girls' makeup were running.
Yeah. Oh, that's horrible.
They spent all this money on their hair and their makeup.
Yeah.
And there's not even a cool place to take pictures.
Ugh.
Do you want to take pictures next to a bleacher or by the water fountain?
Right.
Or by the fucking the pads behind the rim.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't even set up
it's
a
fucking, prom. Yeah.
They didn't even hang up a fucking poncho liner or anything.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was terrible. So
that's horrible.
We all pour a bunch of drinks down our throats and we head back to the room. And Price is on his side with his young lady, and I'm on my side with my young lady, and we're going to town.
Sure.
And now it becomes a competition.
Of course. Well, yeah. If you hear anything, being the alpha male that you are,
Yeah.
you're not gonna lose. Yeah.
Like now it's like who can slap harder.
Of course. Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but to me, like the best position to get like the most poundage
Mhm.
is girl on top, and you're like pulling down with your hands and
Mhm.
driving your hips up. And
Is she
bouncing her.
facing you, or is it reverse cowgirl?
She's facing you.
Okay.
So you're like bouncing it like a basketball on
Sure.
yourself.
Okay.
And like to me, that's the way to get like the most like.
That adds up.
What about you?
My favorite position.
If you really like want to impress a girl, like make her want to come back for seconds.
Tell her my real name.
Wow. Oh my god.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Especially because like you pull girls from social media.
I can.
And
Yeah, sure.
you're like, hi, nice to meet you. You know, like Phil Janikowski.
Right. Yeah.
You're like, but your handle is M
Yeah.
Sensi. You're
It's
like
like-
Phil Janikowski.
Yeah. Mike Stedman. How are you?
For all paternal reasons.
That's right. Yeah.
Please send any requests to Mike Stedman.
No, I would say if I was gonna impress, I don't know, man.
Like, say it was a girl that was ghosting you, and like you finally get the chance to smash, and
Right.
like you really want to give her the business.
Mm-hmm.
What position are you going for? You only do like 3. This should
That's
be
what I'm
a hard.
saying. I only do like 2. There's missionary.
And
There's
lazy
missionary.
missionary.
Yeah. There's lazy missionary, and then there's asleep. I would only. I hate to say it. I would say missionary though, because it's kind of like, I mean, you're on top obviously, and you
Yeah.
gotta kind of control the rhythm. So as far as like impressing or even getting back at, I would say missionary.
Yeah, I would say like legs on shoulders.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can configure them, do all the things. Yeah.
Or like one leg on shoulder, other hand around the throat. You know,
Right. Yeah.
that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously doggy style is
Yeah.
clutch.
Finger in the eye, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also like you kind of like have her on her side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like leg up.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's also the inverted T-Rex. You can't forget that.
Of course not.
Like if you don't put the cellophane over the bucket, it will spill off
And-
the ladder. So like you
Yeah.
can't forget that.
And make sure you stretch before. Yeah. Safety
Yeah.
first.
So I'm giving her the business, right?
Sure.
And the fucking bed breaks.
Oh, okay, damn.
Do you think that stops old sharpness?
Fuck no, it wouldn't.
Not in the least
No,
bit.
hell no.
If anything,
Yeah.
like that just like really cemented my victory.
Exactly,
Because
yeah.
it broke his spirit because it went from like
Yeah.
to
Yeah, of course, yeah. It's like you got the star in Mario Kart. You're like, dun, 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 dun. It's like you're unstoppable now. You fuck her through the wall.
yeah, exactly. You know, because I mean, like you're saying with pregnancies and Lejeune, and this was about that time in
Yeah.
Camp Lejeune.
Yeah.
Actually, she, to my knowledge, she did get pregnant, but then she ended up having a miscarriage. Yeah.
Do you care about this person?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay, I was just making sure. Okay, I don't have a joke or anything. I'm just
I mean, at the time, I cared very deeply, but
sure.
in retrospect,
gotcha.
I told her that she was the worst person I've ever met, and I've killed terrorists.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's no bullshit either. I still stand by that statement.
Yeah. No,
There's
it's
a few people that come a close seconds,
Right.
but still, the statement remains. She was the worst person I've ever met, and I've killed terrorists.
That's fair.
Yep.
She sounds great. Is she single?
I don't know. That never stopped her before.
Whoa. Oh, so goddamn cheeky.
No, to the point where the dude that she got with after me, and this was years ago. Actually, maybe like a month or so ago. Like she got with him years ago, but like a month or so ago, actually reached out to me and was like, "Hey, are you Dan Sharp that used to date so and so?"
Right.
And I'm like, "Mayhaps."
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not.
And he was like, "Bro, that chick was fucking psycho."
Oh, right,
Blah
yeah,
blah.
right.
Like she said all these horrible things about you, and I'm like, "Bitch."
I put you through a bed.
Yeah, and because like the thing is, like I try my best not to be like shitty in breakups because I've seen like one of the funniest things when you see like an Insta famous couple go through like a very public breakup.
Oh my god, it's my favorite thing.
And they're like posting on social media about each
Yeah.
other. And like, she's like, yeah, he's got a little dick. He's like, still smash.
Yeah, because still smash. Fucking A. I'm telling you, it's undefeated.
And then at that point, I'm just like, wow, like regardless of my attraction to you, like I would never date you because if this is how you act when things don't work out, then because I mean, there's been plenty of people where things didn't work out, but we remained friends afterwards. Like,
Yeah, of course.
I think that's like kind of like a true hallmark of like what kind of person you are. Because if you're like one of those dudes who's just like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking marry you, and then and then you fucking skeet,
Right.
and then you're out.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, in all ways imaginable. And the girl's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Like you promised me a future.
Yeah.
Then that you're a shitty person that way, guy or girl.
That's true. Yeah, it goes both
Yeah,
ways.
because there's girls out there like, yeah, like I want to have a future, and like you you think that's the way it's going to go, but then it doesn't.
Yeah.
But, if you can at least be like, yeah, like here's a handful of people that I fucked that, I'm still good friends with. I think that's kind of like a good market character.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if a girl or a guy is like, yeah, all my exes are crazy, I'm like, well, there's only one common denominator.
Exactly, yeah.
Because if somebody's like, oh, are all your ex crazy? I'm like, no, just like legitimately maybe like one or two of them.
Sure.
There's a few that were narcissistic, which I don't think is crazy.
Right.
They're just an asshole.
Crazy is there's so many ways to describe somebody's crazy. So for you to stamp somebody crazy and then just move on is insane. That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And so, broke the bed.
Yeah, right.
Very
Fuck yeah,
proud of
you did.
myself.
Fuck yeah. That's a good thing. Yeah.
And so to bring that back to my original point,
Right.
or rather yours, I don't think a bed could sustain four of me,
No, God, no.
especially with as much hip as I throw.
Most floors could not. If you do this in a condo, everybody's dead. Everybody's dying.
Yeah, so that was, I think we spent as much time on that talking about the fucking riot you caused.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, I don't interrupt. I let stories happen.
I think you should, because the commentary is funny.
It is. You're right.
So I was actually having this conversation with EP Mike the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Good investments to help you get laid. What do you got?
Good investments?
Yeah. Because we all pay for sex.
In one way or another. Absolutely.
In one way or another.
Absolutely.
Either dinner, gas, movies, whatever the case is.
Sure.
Or just straight up flying to Australia to have sex with hookers.
Either way.
Yeah.
A good investment.
So while you're thinking, I would probably say the best investment I can think of is one of those like $2 packs of like disposable flushable wipes.
Sure. Yeah.
Because like, you go out, you meet a girl, and either you meet her at the club or the bar, or you went out on a date like that was active, something. Eventually, whatever the case was, is you get her back to the house, which is you have to be able to do that.
Of course, yeah.
You have to be like, find some common interest. And she's like, oh yeah, like I really like, this book or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, I got a book by that author you should check out.
Right.
Or I really like these records or this, comic books or movies or guns or whatever the case is. You find some reason to get him back to the house.
Mm-hmm.
One of my best all-time lines was like, yeah, we should totally like go back to my place and build a pillow fort and I'll order a pizza. We never got to the pizza part.
Because you murdered her.
Much like Ted Bundy.
That's right, exactly.
I'm murdered in a way of speaking.
Hey.
But I digress.
I would say, honestly, the only way...
So you get him back to the house.
Oh,
See, look who's interrupting now.
Well, I'm interrupting because you asked me a question, but I digress. Go ahead.
Yeah, so your $2 packs wipes.
Yeah.
You get them back to the house. A lot of girls, if they don't feel fresh down there, they're not going to want you to put your face down there.
Sure. I wouldn't do that anyway, but yeah. No time for that. That's not what God intended.
All 7 minutes of sex, you couldn't spare 15 seconds.
I don't have time for it now.
Oh, my God.
I'm trying to win a championship on NBA 2K.
Not with the Pacers.
Just shut the fuck up. God.
Yeah, so all girls have to pee whenever they show up somewhere, right?
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they do their recon.
Yeah. And, if they go in there and if they see like hair or like fucking bobby pins, because I've had girls like leave bobby pins behind.
Oh, of course.
And I'm like, I know what you're up to.
I've had earrings. I've had bobby pins.
Like,
I've had children. Just leave them behind.
Literal children.
Literal children.
I've seen them.
Yep.
But, I was just like, we're dating. Like, you don't have to fucking sabotage my room.
Exactly. Yeah.
But, yeah, so the $2 pack of wipes, they go over there, they clean themselves up, and now they got more confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be my advice to young upcoming men.
Okay.
Best investment you can get to get yourself laid.
Honestly, mine's way different than that. Yours is good, but I would say invest in yourself, and by that I mean work out. If you're a fat slob when you show up, and we're talking physically to get laid, not to have a relationship or anything, you have to be a weightlifter or a runner or anything like that, but fucking go to the gym like 2-3 times a week, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like if you don't show discipline in yourself, you're not going to impress anybody else.
Oh, I get that. And like girls are shallow when it comes to just getting laid.
100%.
Which, I mean, I get that because I'm shallow to an extent too.
Sure.
Yeah. Like that's half the reason I do social media.
It's true. Yeah,
Kidding,
exactly. Yeah.
kidding.
It's 75%.
No, because like, like I'm willing to like look one way or another if like the girl is really cool. But let's be honest, like most pretty girls aren't that funny.
100%.
Like they never had to like be creative or witty, like
yeah.
Like I saw pictures of you in high school. Like you weren't buff with tattoos.
I
Like,
was not.
You had to get funny.
I did. That's the only defense I had.
Yeah,
and I was barely good at that.
And then he got funny, and then he got buff with tattoos.
Yeah.
And now he's crushing it.
Yeah, I do okay.
So yeah, invest in yourself. Like whether it be fucking take a comedy class, if
Yeah.
you can't carry conversation.
I would say people who, you know what's funny about that? Somebody was talking about like, because the Funny Bone around here offers that stand-up comedy class.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. And I thought about it, it's like, if you have to take a class in stand-up, you're not funny. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I agree with that because, like, not everybody comes out the gate swinging. you
Right.
know?
I understand that, but it's like,
Like, oh, if you just don't know how to do quantum physics and you have to take a class, you just shouldn't do it.
it's easier to play NBA basketball if you already have the fundamentals. That's all I'm saying. If you're funny, you're funny.
I mean, I get that to
You
an
can't learn to
extent.
be funny.
Yeah, I definitely believe you can.
Really?
Yeah, because I think people don't understand that what makes them laugh isn't generally necessarily what makes other people laugh.
I get that, but funny is something you can't. You can figure it out and you become smarter about it, like anything else in life. But you can't go from being completely unfunny to being funny, in my opinion.
I don't know if you did like a she's all that kind of moment, you know,
I mean, wait, which moment are you talking about?
where they like took the girl who was like unattractive and then they made her attractive.
Oh, I thought you meant from like a comedy standpoint. I was
Yeah, like from a comedy
this
standpoint.
wasn't a good movie.
like you take somebody who's not funny
Mhm.
and be like, okay, so these are the principles of comedy.
Right.
Like generally, in my experience, anything that's funny is unexpected.
True.
So what is the least, the least thing somebody would expect you to say in this moment, and say that. But then also maybe dial it back a little bit, because if you're at like church, like nobody's gonna expect you to jump up and be like, kill babies.
Right.
But that doesn't make it funny.
It's not funny.
Yeah. Because like imagine this, right?
Sure.
General Patton is giving his famous speech, right?
Right.
And just imagine he's just like, much like you, just very gassy the entire time.
I cannot stop being gassy.
That's funny.
That's kind of funny.
So like he may not necessarily be funny given the speech, but you get a little sound editor in there and just add some
True.
fart noises.
That's true.
And now it becomes comedy gold.
Farts will make everything funny. That's true. That's a good point.
Except 69.
It'll make it hilarious.
Honestly, not that funny.
Wouldn't know. Don't do it.
I would. I had my mouth farted in.
Oh, God.
Do you think the people who were going to hire to write a backstory for us are going to be like, look at me and be like, he looks like he had his mouth farted in during
Oh,
69?
my God. Yes.
I just give off that vibe.
Yeah. Oh, that made me gag. That's gross. What's it like to have your mouth farted in?
Have I told this story before in the podcast?
I don't know.
All right, so we're 69ing, she's on top, and poot right in my mouth.
Okay.
And I felt it like tap my tongue, like a little tap,
I'm gonna throw
like
up.
when you slightly bop like a cat on the head,
Sure.
like, hey, stop scratching that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little pat on my tongue.
Okay.
And so she froze, like dick and mouth thermometer style and everything.
Right.
And then immediately started fucking like going down on me like 10 times harder.
Right.
Just like fucking up the back of her own throat.
So she didn't take the dick out to acknowledge what happened?
No, see,
Okay.
and I think in her mind is if she just started going down on me, like we would move past it.
Sure.
Which in my mind, I was like, all right, I can keep getting my dick sucked, or I could stop getting my dick sucked.
Right. Well,
And
yeah.
I'm not in the Navy, so I was like, I'm going to keep letting this girl suck my dick.
Because if you're in the Navy, you would have finished already.
I've just been like aiming strictly for the butthole.
That's right. We know what we want.
Yeah, and then so like I was like, all right, well, like I said, I have two choices. I could either stop and kill, like completely stop the sexual mood, or
Mhm.
I could continue to have sex.
Sure.
And so, as most reasonable men would have done,
Mm-hmm.
I continue to have sex,
Like a man. That's fair.
and then mocked her relentlessly after it.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That made me gag. Just the idea of getting farted. And it's not like farting in the face. Okay, gross, but okay.
Yeah.
But in an open mouth, that's disgusting.
I mean, I remember when I was in Iraq, I straight up fell in a fucking shit river.
Yeah, I mean, I've fallen in shit rivers before too, but I did not have my mouth open with an erection.
Well, I mean, if you're in Iraq, you probably should have an erection.
At all times.
Oh, you were in
yeah.
Afghanistan. That's
Oh,
fine.
I'm sorry, I'm young and handsome, missed Iraq.
Only one of those is true.
Oh, it used to be two.
You're not young anymore.
No. Still in my 20s. What do you want?
Not for long.
Yeah, well, I'm 48, so.
No, but it was actually a like water refinery facility,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
like a Lake Bandini kind of thing.
Yep.
And so we're doing a mission. We got to clear that out. And they're like, "Hey, Boot, go down there and clear that out and like make sure nobody's hiding like in the corners of like the shit water."
Yeah, secure that boner.
So little old Boot Sharp
Yep.
goes down there, fucking stomping around with my size 13s. And then sure enough, like I slipped on a turd or something. Like this water is already like shin high.
Ugh,
Slipped and just took a fucking header right in the shit water.
that's disgusting.
Spent the rest of the mission literally covered in human shit.
Well, if that's not a promo for the Marine Corps, I don't know what is.
Yeah, we don't promise you a rose garden, but you didn't fucking say anything about taking a dive in a shit pond. Yeah. So, yeah, and I hate to say this, and anybody who listened to the other episode with What Makes the Red Man Red, like,
Right.
I've been through some shit.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
Well done.
Well
Well
done.
done.
Well done. So, you had a girl shit in your car,
Correct.
but have you ever had any crazy things happen, like, during the act of coitus?
No.
Because if not, I have a hell of a story
Yeah.
from a buddy of mine.
Oh, from a buddy, quote unquote.
Yeah. This kid was kind of like the baby Huey of the platoon.
Okay.
Like, he was like a 6'2" Russian dude who was like, he had like really big arms because that's all he did was like just bench and curls.
Oh, he's glamour muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he was tall, and he kind of had like a squishy face a little bit,
Okay.
and his parents were like brilliant. Like, one was like a fucking like the head of her field in like neurosurgery or something.
Oh, wow.
The other one like fucking like was like the manager of like John Hopkins fucking neurosurgery department.
Damn.
Like, fucking brilliant people.
Yeah.
But they were originally Russian, and we were making fun of him one day, and we were like, yeah, I bet your mom was like at Chernobyl when she was pregnant. And he was like, yeah, why is that funny?
Oh, shit.
Like, straight up didn't know she was pregnant when she was like at Chernobyl doing
Oh
like
my
research or whatever.
God.
So this fucking retard came out,
Yeah, for sure.
relentless pussy hound,
Yeah.
and as a lot of Greenside Marines are, will just little fuck anything.
No, absolutely.
And so he comes into formation the next day, and he's all tore up. He's got scrapes and scratches, big gash on his neck, huge cut on his forearm, right to
Jesus.
this new tattoo that he spent too much money
Oh,
on.
God.
And I'm like, damn, bro, what the fuck happened to you? And he's
Yeah.
like, dog, I didn't want to talk about it.
Mm.
So this is what happened. See,
It's the best,
unexpected.
yeah. That's the best, yeah.
Yeah. And so he had met this girl on MySpace,
Okay.
dating ourselves a little
A
bit.
little bit, yeah.
It was like 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2007, and this, to preference this would not be the last we would see of this girl.
Oh, wow. she
Keep
came
that
back.
in mind.
Check.
Her nickname was Big Breezy,
Okay.
and she was exactly what you would imagine a trailer park queen.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
Big fat girl in Camp Lejeune
Mm.
to look like. And so he gets her address, and he drives out there, and he's in his fucking brand new. I forgot what company it was, but it was like kind of like the foreign alternative to a Mustang.
Okay.
Yeah, it was something. And so he had this brand new fucking car, and he's driving down this gravel road, and he's pissed off because, like, his paint job and the wash and the wax and all that.
Right.
Gets to this gal's house and knocks on the door, gets in there, and she is about like twice the size that he thought she was in the pictures from the way he
Nice.
described it.
He was a big lady.
Yeah, dog, I got there, this bitch was like twice as big as fucking she looked at the pictures, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna smash anyways.
I love it. I love him.
And so I was like, all right, cool. So what happened next?
Yeah.
Like, you have many unexplained injuries.
Right, yeah.
And so, long story short, he's talking to her a little bit. They start smashing, and he's on top of her, and he's giving her the business. And she's like, oh, yeah, give it to me. Oh, yeah, I love you.
Ooh.
And he was like, bitch, what?
Ooh.
And he just, like, didn't say anything. He just kept fucking her.
Sure.
And she's like, I said I love you.
Oh.
And he was like, bitch, I don't fucking love you. I just met you. And she starts screaming bloody fucking murder.
Oh, my God.
And at this point, her cousin, who is just a shade smaller than she is,
Oh, no.
yeah, comes fucking flying in with a fucking baseball bat
What the fuck?
and starts fucking swinging at him. And he's fucking juking and jiving.
This cousin was just in the bushes or what?
No, she was like in the living room.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Mind you, like I said, not the last we would see of Big Breezy.
Oh, check. Gotcha. You can't hold Big Breezy down.
And so her cousin comes, like just hears, Big Breezy screaming bloody murder.
Yeah.
And so she grabs the baseball bat from, the little coat bucket or the umbrella bucket, what I mean?
But I understand. Like the laundry bucket things.
Yeah, they have by the door
Mhm.
and people put umbrellas and shit in.
I can't afford those things, yeah.
Yeah, we just have guns like adults
That's right. That's right.
and swords
Yeah.
and
It's true.
nunchucks.
Well, we need those.
Yeah. And so she grabs a baseball bat, fucking comes in like SWAT. Like, you imagine like a fat girl with stubby little legs
That's
and cankles.
hilarious.
Bow!
Yeah,
Kicks
yeah.
the door open. Starts fucking going after this kid with the baseball bat. But again, stubby little limbs.
Yeah.
Not a lot of reach on it. Not a lot of rotation power. So he's easily juking these. Like,
Right.
almost an anime level fucking like ease at the way he was describing it.
That's funny.
I wish I could have been a fly on the wall, because maybe the way it happened in real life is different than my imagination, the way I'm painting it. But by God, let's just roll with it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So he butt naked, like
Of course.
juking and jiving these things, and the next thing he knows, he hears a fucking banshee cry, and he turns around and Big Breezy's coming at him with a fucking knife, or I'm sorry, not a knife, scissors.
Oh, what the fuck? It's even worse.
Yeah, like scissors that she had pulled him out of the fucking the nightstand or whatever.
The junk drawer.
And so she's slashing at him. Fucking, he puts his hand up, catches him like right across the wrist, really bad, like down his forearm.
Oof.
And so he pulls his hand down, and she comes after him like a few more like fucking rabbit punches.
Jesus.
Like catches him in the face and the neck, and is like fucking him all up.
What the fuck?
He hits her with a fucking Marine Corps leg sweep.
Perfect.
Bam!
Yeah.
All fucking 250, 300 pounds of Big Breezy.
Down goes Breezy.
Stop the damn
Stop
match.
the damn. People love that.
She's
bit,
got
by
a
the way.
family. Who continues to swing the baseball
Right,
bat at
exactly.
him.
Who's immediately there. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he pushes her, and I I'm all for equal rights and all, but let's be honest, like most girls when they get pushed, they're out of the fight.
Of course. Yeah.
You know, like you push a girl and they act like it's the fucking worst thing.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've seen dudes straight up like getting fucking kicked in the face and like jackknife tackle top, high and low.
Yeah, yeah.
And like immediately get back up.
Of course.
That's why like Hollywood fighting is so fake, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna throw a punch and like let you fucking Judy chop me 17 times with my hand just holding there. You know what I mean? Like that's why military martial arts is such bullshit. You know?
Well, it's okay. Go ahead.
Except for the techniques that you teach.
I appreciate that. Go
And
ahead.
you notice I said techniques.
You did actually.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't have to show you that.
Instant hands.
Instant hands.
Yeah, so he pushes, we'll say Little Breezy, down
Breezy
to the deck.
Junior. Yeah.
He reaches down, grabs his pants and his shirt, runs out of the house.
Yeah.
And I would like to think that they were chasing him, but let's be honest, it probably took him a minute to get up.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
So he runs outside, butt naked, doesn't even grab his shoes, pulls the keys out of his pocket and his jeans, gets in his car, and fucking peels off.
Jesus.
Yeah, so this girl that he met on MySpace
Yeah.
was like, I love you. And then within like 4 or 5 pumps later was
Yeah.
trying to fucking kill him with scissors.
I love you. Say it back. Good God.
And so he shows me these girls' profiles, and I'm looking at them, I'm like, bro, like they look about like $170 in these
Yeah,
pictures.
yeah.
And so if you're telling me they were twice as big, like, god damn.
Deuce and a half.
And so we get back from, I think, CAX, which people call like ITX or
Yeah,
Mojave
yeah.
Viper or
It's
whatever.
a
It's the
billion
month-long
names, yeah.
fucking field op
Camp
that we do.
Wilson. Yeah.
And so we get back, and I go downstairs to the duty to like ask my buddy something. Like I was like, hey man, I'm gonna order Chinese. Do you want anything? He's like, yeah, I appreciate it. Because you got to look out for the guy on duty.
Always.
And it comes back when you're on duty,
Not exactly.
and you see who your real friends are.
1,000%.
Yeah. And so like I come back up to the second deck catwalk, and like I kind of like look left, and out of the corner of my eye I see what appears to be like a small moon. And so like I look right towards my room, and then I like shoot my head back left, and I'm like, what is this large obstruction? That's a fire hazard.
Exactly. Yeah. Wait, that's illegal.
And I look closer, and I'm like, wait a second, that looks like that. Oh hell no.
Right. Yeah.
And so I'm like, that's Little Breezy.
Oh my God.
And so like I walk over there to investigate. I'm
Sure.
like, they came here and they fucking murdered my friend.
Oh wow.
Like he may be an idiot, but he's still my friend. Like that's how the military is.
1,000%.
You don't have to like somebody to love them.
That's real.
And
That's
so I
real.
walk over there, and she is just power fucking smoking this cigarette, looking all kinds of pissed off.
Yeah.
Like she wants to see all the managers.
Yeah. Exactly. Her hair is forming.
And so I come up to him like, is everything okay? And like as I'm saying this, all I'm hearing is,
Oh wow. Wow.
he brought this girl to the barracks.
That's
and
fantastic.
fucked her again.
That is fantastic.
And then, so I'm like, oh man, I don't want any part of this.
No.
And so, I go fuck off to my room, and then I get a phone call, from my buddy who's on duty. He's like, hey, the Chinese is here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because depending on how fucking janky of a barracks you live in, the people won't come to your rooms anymore.
Yeah.
Like some
Yeah,
young
for sure.
fucking 19-year-old E2's wife that's delivering pizzas while he's deployed. Goes to the infantry barracks, leaves pregnant.
Yeah. It's an absolute madhouse.
biggest smile on her face.
Well, yeah.
I would say for legal purposes. Let's just
For
say
sure.
that,
For
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Or, like people get fucking drunk and just, accost a little old Asian dude while he's just trying to deliver.
Oh, right. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, so generally infantry barracks, like you have to pick your food up from the duty
It's
desk.
a
Like
jungle.
they don't go in the stairwell,
Absolutely not. No.
especially on the weekends.
Yeah.
And so I go down there, I get my food, and I come back up, and I see this guy in our platoon. We called him Old Man Price.
Okay.
and he is maybe about 5'3", 5'4",
Okay.
a good 2 or 3 inches shorter than Little Breezy,
Wow. Okay.
and he is leading her back to his room. And we called him Old Man Price, even though he was only 27.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
but-
it was infantry.
Yeah, when
makes
you're
sense, yeah.
boots, you know what I mean? Like everybody's
That's super
18.
old,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like you're the oldest man in the world. No one older than you exists. I remember I was 27. I was a squad leader,
Yeah.
and one of my boots was like, "You're like the grand old man of the Marine Corps."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You like try to sit up your knees for popping. You're like, ugh. Fuck you.
Somebody help me up.
Yeah,
so
somebody
I
help
can,
me up so I can yell at him.
so I can beat his ass. And so he's leading Little Breezy back to his room, and much smaller than her. And so like I'm
Yeah.
just like, this motherfucker.
That's so funny.
And so I follow him over, and he has to open the door all the way the fuck wide open
course,
for her
yeah.
to get in. Because,
Of
you know,
course.
like, and barracks doors are kind of shitty. And so
Yeah,
you just open
yeah.
it far enough just so you can get in, you know? This dude had to, like, fucking get the WD-40 out.
Yeah.
And, like, mule kick that shit. Open the door all the way. She comes in. And he goes to close the door behind her, and I kind of put my fucking foot in the door, you
Yeah.
know? And he's like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "Bro, have you seen that girl?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Get out of here, man. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? You're cock blocking me." And I'm like, generally, I am the complete opposite of a cock block. I'm
Yeah.
a cock enabler.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you're a cock guider.
I'm like the guide of the platoon, but
That's
for
right.
cocks.
But for cocks, yeah.
And so I'm like, "Bro, are you sure you want to do this?"
Yeah.
I was like, "You do remember when fucking old boy showed up to formation? He was all fucked up. Like, that was these girls." He's like, "I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get my willy wet."
You bring another moon in here, I'm gonna lose it.
And like the idea, like when people refer to their dick as like Willy or Weasel, like that
Yeah.
kind of bothers me, you know?
Yeah, to name your dick's kind of weird. Yeah,
No, I mean, I don't believe naming your dick is weird because I call mine the Death Star.
I call mine Dr. Thunder.
Dr. Thunder.
Yeah, because it's not quite Dr. Pepper, but you'll find it at Walmart.
Oh my god.
I just made that up.
Yeah, you know, there's been other names over the years.
For sure.
But mainly
The
I feel
Statue
that
of Liberty,
like
yeah.
you can't, like, it's like with a nickname, you can't give your dick its own name. Like
Right.
somebody has to name it for you.
Agreed.
So mine was named the Bald Avenger.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why was the name the Bald Avenger?
because she thought it represented freedom and it was bald.
Fair enough. I like it.
Yeah, and it avenged her from all the lame sex she's had.
You're a goddamn hero.
So I'm like, "Bro, like these are the girls that like almost killed this dude. You
Yeah.
know, like, are you sure?" And he's like, "I'm gonna try to get my willy wet."
Yeah.
I'm like, "All right, do you, boo boo?"
Yeah.
And so the door closed, and then like I walked back over towards my room, past the other guy's room, and I still hear,
Of course.
and I'm like, "That's hilarious. That like not only did you try to kill this dude,
Mm-hmm.
but then like one of you reached back out to the other."
Yeah.
Brought you to the point where not only you here, but you're fucking, and then like you left your sister or cousin, or I think it was her cousin,
Yeah.
out on the catwalk while you're getting fucked in the barracks room,
Mm-hmm.
and she found her own fucking dude,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, man, what a day.
Tuesdays, am I right?
Tuesdays in the infantry
It's
barracks.
so true. It's fucking Animal House every
Yep.
night.
So that about wraps us up. We got
Oh,
anything
man.
else to talk about?
No, I love you all who listen to all that, and we're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, we pushed our Pittsburgh trip back by
Oh,
a
yeah,
week because of administrative reasons.
That's
But
true.
we're still going up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so make sure you use our promo codes. Guys, really do us a favor and take a little bit of money out of your pocket and put it towards some of these codes because we do this for free,
Mhm.
essentially.
Essentially,
And we definitely appreciate all the support that we get. We love the memes that you guys send us.
those are always funny. Yeah.
Absolutely fucking
Always funny.
hilarious. And bye.
Bye.